CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with a fatal crash investigation in Midwestern Ontario. Provincial police say 3 young people were killed and a 4th injured this afternoon. West Grey OPP say it happened around noon on a rural road east of Hanover. According to a police media release, there was only 1 vehicle involved, and they closed down Concession 2 side road for their investigation. They have not provided the specific ages of the victims, only describing them as local youths. The 3 fatalities were confirmed at the scene. The injured patient was airlifted to hospital here in London with life-threatening injuries. To today's Remembrance Day services here in London, paying tribute to the people who served and sacrificed. With more from the ceremony at Victoria Park, here's Sean Irvin.
Be it mother and daughter or father and son, Londoners came together to remember the fallen and those who served. For those who carry the memories of battle and deployment, emotions on this day are deeply personal and difficult to express.
I was thinking about all the people that we lost, Canadian Army, you know, the guys that I served with. And there's things that happened that I don't bother even talking about.
It is a reality many aging veterans share. Those sitting in the available chairs around the cenotaph are among the few left to tell their stories. But nearby, in 3 small buses, veterans from Parkwood Hospital came to pay their respects to the fallen.
Well, it's important because we all lost somebody, you know, or we were there, you know. You can't really put it into words, you know, it's just so moving.
The experience also moved a member of the Salvation Army Jubilee Band. 2 of his sons are in service today, one a veteran of combat.
Our son, I know, lost, our youngest son especially, lost a few good friends in combat in Afghanistan, and so this is a very special day always for him as well.
This day is also special to Mary Byron. Among the first to arrive, she attended in memory of her husband, who passed away in February.
And we made a promise that if anything one of us couldn't make it, one of us would come down and do this for for our men in our service. I mean, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
We are grateful to the younger veterans and the older veterans who gathered in mutual respect and admiration.
I think it's an important day to just reflect on the past as well as the present.
And as this city does, veterans express their gratitude.
You know, you got a community out there that cares for us.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Londoners also gathered for a ceremony at the Remembrance Gardens this morning off Veterans Memorial Parkway. It was organized by the Remember November 11th Association, a group looking to expand the garden's usage throughout the year.
We've built this to give back to our community, and the park itself has created its own group of people, let's say a community of people, that like to come here to visit.
This is a space for all of the community to come, to have a quiet place to reflect, and to look at the amazing history that is on display here. The commemorations of the different battles, the commemorations of individual Londoners whose names are etched in the stone here. So it really is a unique and special spot in East London.
Our mission statement is to remember the fallen, to honor our veterans, and to teach the children. So a lot of what we're doing is these types of ceremonies to remember the fallen, but we like to talk about our veterans a lot, and we're trying to leave things in place so that our children have something to learn from, and teachers have, like this park, teachers have somewhere to bring the kids or to refer to that has literally this history carved in stone.
And in Clinton, the community's main street was partially closed today for the local remembrance service. Many children were in attendance alongside local veterans. Clinton's cenotaph was one of many hosting ceremonies across Midwestern Ontario today. Before heading to today's ceremonies, many across southwestern Ontario were digging out from heavy overnight snowfall. With more on how the region is coping, here's Jerry Dewan.
While Monday's snowfall may have been the appetizer for London's road maintenance crews, Tuesday was the full meal.
I know this is not ideal for anyone, but it is actually good for our team.
Joe Gillard is division manager for road operations. He says every year brings new staff, new contractors, and new routes for snow clearing.
This isn't the official winter season, you could call it, so it allows us to get some training done and get people adjusted to their new beats.
A priority for crews on this day was ensuring safe access to the cenotaph for Remembrance Day observances. The early snowfall also allowed Brendan Pilgrim to give his snowblower an early season test.
Obviously, it's very early for us. Not used to getting the snowblower going, and I had to get that out this morning. But yeah, it's heavy, wet snow. Not really a lot of fun, is it?
Pilgrim and his wife both had appointments this morning, and ignoring the snow wasn't an option.
So yeah, trying to get the cars cleaned off, get the driveway out so everybody can get out and do their business today.
Schools in Elgin and Middlesex were closed, but buses were running in London, but not without issues. The St. Jude's students and parents were waiting for over half an hour for the bus, which had some students thinking about what they could do with a day off.
Either play Roblox, or I just go outside and build a snow fort, or I do snow fights.
5-year-old Ethan Yang was out helping his mom clear the driveway so he could get to his JK class.
Doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Savannah Yee didn't expect the big pile of white stuff in her driveway when she came out in the morning.
I think I have cleaned the snow for 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The OPP had to deal with a number of collisions on the 400 series highways overnight, responding to about 40 crashes in the Middlesex County area. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries reported. A jackknife tractor-trailer resulted in the shutdown of the 402 in Lambton County to allow tow crews to get in and pull it free. Warmer temperatures will give us a reprieve from the snow in the week ahead. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
Residents in a North London neighborhood say they're on edge after a shooting early Monday morning. Police say a townhouse was targeted and there were people inside when the gunfire rang out. With more, here's Brian Bicknell.
The police cars and yellow crime scene tape are now gone from this townhouse complex. But what's left are the bullet holes in one unit's door and the anxiety among the neighbors.
It's been pretty close-knit and peaceful around here until suddenly in the middle of the night, it's blah, blah, blah.
Conrad Cosley was awoken by unusual-sounding gunfire coming from across the courtyard early Monday morning.
And I heard just a couple little, it sounded like just splats, not like a handgun, it sounded like something automatic.
Yeah.
It was like a suppressor or something like that.
Police say around 3:20 Monday morning, multiple gunshots struck a residence in the 700 block of Huron Street. The home was occupied at the time of the shooting, but no one was injured. Neighbor Ann Allender was already awake when she heard the shots.
And my husband sleeps on the couch, and he was watching TV, and I thought it was on the TV. And I just heard like 4 pop, 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 like that. And I thought, that's strange.
Other neighbors I spoke with did not wish to go on camera, saying they were afraid for their own safety. And they all said that police are often seen at that particular unit.
2.5 weeks ago, they were here doing a surveillance, so I sort of figured something's going on.
Investigators say this was a targeted shooting. It marks the 22nd shooting incident in London this year. In a statement, police said shootings targeting buildings can be attempts to intimidate or send a message. Each of their reported instances require thorough investigations to determine the motive. The investigation has been assumed by the LPS Major Crime Section, but as long as there's a shooter at large, some neighbors won't be resting easy.
Like, we're a medium-sized city. I didn't think it was that violent, but I guess it is.
I'm trying to feel safe here. I did until I heard that.
Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
A warning from City Hall today about potential dangers associated with e-scooters and the rules for who's actually allowed to ride them. As Daryl Newcomb reports, that message comes as Council considers extending a pilot project permitting e-scooters on city streets.
Less than 2 months after a man riding an e-scooter was killed in a collision in northeast London, City Council must decide if a pilot project permitting them on streets and pathways will be extended another year. On Monday, several councillors expressed frustration about numerous complaints they've received regarding reckless behavior and speeding.
I do get a number of complaints of people, especially on the TVP, again, modifications and causing issues on there.
The province's e-scooter pilot project was set to expire this winter, but has been extended until November 2029. London chose to participate by permitting personal e-scooters to operate on roads with speed limits up to 50 kilometers per hour and on municipal pathways. Riders must remain under 24 kilometers per hour, be over 16 years old, and those under 18 require a helmet.
We have heard loud and clear that this is a priority for the public, and that's why we're working so closely with our police partners and with the London Middlesex Road Safety Committee to gear defined education in relation to this specific bylaw.
City staff revealed they'll be participating in an educational campaign reminding parents e-scooters are not an appropriate holiday gift for children under 16. And staff said London police have contacted local school boards about sending flyers home reminding parents about the restrictions.
That education piece is really important. The other safety issue that I see with scooters is the doubling up as well, like creating more heaviness on that scooter, harder to control, harder to stop.
City staff recommend extending the pilot project for 1 year to allow for the collection of data including utilization, enforcement, and collisions. Then council could consider that data before deciding if it will renew the bylaw each year.
My preference, of course, would be to stay the course and ensure we're aligned with the province and with other municipalities.
Council will consider the future of e-scooters at its meeting on November 25th. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
Provincial government officials say they've secured a 1-year extension with the feds for the national $10 a day childcare program. The program currently charges an average fee of $19 a day in Ontario. It was set to expire at the end of March. The 1-year extension comes with nearly $700 million in additional funding from Ottawa. And the province's education minister says fees will not rise next year, but it's not enough money to bring the cost down either, closer to the $10 a day goal. Local health units are gearing up for a testing blitz, tracking radon levels in Ontario households. Radon is a tasteless, odorless gas produced naturally from uranium in soil and rocks. It can enter homes through basements, and in high concentrations, it can pose serious health risks.
What you really need to do if you have high levels of radon is to extract that radon from the basement, so pull it out via a pump and actually send it to the outside. Once the radon is in the outside around your house, it just escapes into the atmosphere. It's not a problem at all. It's only if you're living and breathing this radioactive gas for prolonged periods of time, and it actually is serious and significant.
Radon detection devices can be purchased online, and they can cost about $50. A family here in London say they've made contact with loved ones in Jamaica in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. It had been days since they last heard from them, but they're safe, surviving the storm. However, as Rita Ismail reports, their island home was ruined.
It's been 2 weeks since Hurricane Melissa battered Jamaica, leaving behind widespread destruction and uncertainty. Among those caught in the chaos, Canadian couple Richard and Diane Kitching, whose island home took a direct hit.
They were underneath the porch, exposed to the elements in the wind, trying to decide what their next move was going to be, and the phone cut out.
For days, their family back here in London had no idea if they had made it through.
Worried sick, just waiting on pins and needles. I had no idea if they were injured, if, God forbid, that they were even alive. I had no idea.
Relief finally came through social media, confirming the couple had survived. Their son Jason spoke with them for the first time last week.
The whole house is on a slant now because it was blown off its footings. Such powerful winds, but it blew a whole house over. The bedroom still has a roof over it, and they were able to put blocks under their bed to make it level.
And the stove as well.
So they're
running on a generator.
Yeah, they're still living up there, kind of just getting by.
In response to the devastation, the Canadian Red Cross has deployed emergency medical teams to help people like the Kitchings.
We already had pre-positioned emergency stock, so blankets, hygiene parcels, food, etc., throughout the country anticipating this hurricane. And so those were distributed immediately and started to actually provide medical assistance, some psychosocial assistance, referrals to medical centers, transportation, ambulances, those kind of elements. So that is now being scaled up through the Canadian Red Cross medical team.
In the meantime, the Kitchings have launched a GoFundMe to help rebuild their home and their lives. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Still ahead, an auto investment for the industry's future. A major car maker donating millions to a southwestern Ontario college. Canada's main stock index was up today as the price of oil moved higher. The TSX gained 93 points. In New York, the Dow added 559. The Nasdaq fell 59. The Canadian dollar up a modest 0.04 On commodity markets, gold lost almost $6 an ounce and oil gained 91 cents a barrel. Thousands gathered in Ottawa today for the National Remembrance Day ceremony. With more on that service and what it meant to the veterans in attendance, here's Abigail Beeman.
They came to Ottawa from coast to coast.
We have so many Newfoundlanders and who've passed through the wars.
I feel we owe a debt of gratitude to those servicemen and women who, from the past, the present, and the future.
There's a heaviness, knowing each year fewer and fewer are at the national ceremony like Elmer Friesen, here from Calgary at 103. Second World War veterans now number fewer than 4,000.
I'm so glad that my son thought I should come here to experience this alive. So moving.
If we don't remember, well, the world's enough of a mess. You can see what happens when we don't.
Time marches on. Now we have to remember our newer veterans, ones returning from Afghanistan, Bosnia, and the newer conflicts, and what we're facing today.
My transition's been pretty good. I have good days, bad days. To be here today is something that I've always wanted to do.
A service imbued with meaning. The Silver Cross mother, Nancy Payne, remembers son Randy, killed in Afghanistan. Weather so miserable, the traditional fly past replaced by a single helicopter. But still, they stood.
Do you want to stand up? Yes, I do.
Elmer Friesen determined to lay a poppy on the tomb of the unknown soldier for his late brother.
They sacrificed so many guys and never came home. And here I am sitting here and people are admiring me for, and it was a privilege for me to be in the service.
It has become a tradition to lay a poppy here after the ceremony, a small but impactful gesture, leaving a striking red tribute to all those who served and those who gave their lives for Canada. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Good evening. Calmer conditions overnight. The lake effect snow comes to an end, but we could see some patchy light freezing drizzle and the risk for a bit of mixed precipitation overnight and into tomorrow morning. We'd have a warm front approaching. Thank you, Liz, for this photo of Kara, and you can see on Kara's handkerchief she has all of her poppies for Remembrance Day. We'll be above freezing by tomorrow morning. The temperatures slowly start to rise overnight. I'll take you through the extended forecast. Messy mix on the way for tomorrow, but a bright spot as we head toward the weekend.
Welcome back with Julie Anderson on the desk now. And as we saw earlier in the newscast, just how much snow we did end up getting. We're talking off air. Pleased with yourself because I think you nailed it pretty much.
Yeah,
how much we were going to get.
Watching that snow band last night, so as it slowly drifted eastward and then it just set up right over London.
Sure did.
So yes, we woke up to all of that snowfall this morning. Of course, the melt was on this afternoon. It's slushy and dreary out. And unfortunately tonight, the slushy conditions continue as we have the risk for some patchy freezing drizzle. We have a warm front that's just trying to edge in, and with that warm front comes that warm mid-level air, and then that translates to the risk of freezing drizzle at the surface as it falls through that cooler a layer of air. So in terms of our high today, +1, our low -4, and temperatures overnight will actually start to rise. So we'll bottom out just after midnight. And then by tomorrow morning, we're back above the freezing mark. As we take a look at the satellite radar, you can still see a fair amount of precipitation over the Great Lakes. We do have this weak shortwave coming in. The warm front will arrive and this little cold front will cross as we head into tomorrow evening. We have a little bit of light precipitation associated with it through the day tomorrow, and it looks like it will translate to some light showers towards Grey and Bruce. So overnight, -1 to -2 through London, KW, Mount Forest, and then along the lake shores anywhere from 1 to 3 degrees. As we head into tomorrow morning, we'll be back above the freezing mark at about +2. Now, first thing in the morning, there is the potential once again for a bit of mixed precipitation. We could see some flakes of snow mixing in, a little bit of rainfall as well. So you can see we have all the layers there. The green indicating, of course, rain, the pink, the mixing, and the white or blue looks like some snowfall. Afternoon, we'll see some showers through parts of Huron, Perth, Grey Bruce, and more of a steady rain areas to the north. This is the front that comes through, and then we get this classical lake effect shower scenario set up in behind the system as the winds turn back around to the northwest. So first thing in the morning, we're already above freezing at 2 degrees. We'll hit 4 by noon and 5 degrees with the chance of showers in the afternoon. The front will come through, and in terms of daytime highs in Midwestern Ontario, anywhere from 4 to 6 degrees. It'll be milder between Goderich and Sarnia at 7 and toward Windsor 7 degrees. So those lakeshore temperatures coming in a couple degrees above. As we take a look at precipitation type, now in terms of rainfall, not expecting a whole lot in London, under 2 millimeters, but look as we head towards the Bruce Peninsula, Grey and Bruce, anywhere from about 8 to 12 millimeters of rain. Over the next 7 days, there is a nice bright spot to share with you. Friday looks absolutely beautiful, but tomorrow will be unsettled with the chance of mixed precipitation in the morning and light drizzle in the afternoon. 6 degrees with the risk of showers on Thursday, although the probability drops off to about a 40% chance. Carlyle, Friday looks great, sunshine and 8 degrees, and then as we head into Saturday, overcast with a chance of nighttime showers. A bit of a warm up on Sunday. That snow will be history over the next couple of days, and we're in double digits as we wrap up the weekend, and a mix of sun and cloud on Monday. Midwestern Ontario, showers expected tomorrow. Again, the risk of freezing drizzle overnight, first thing in the morning. And yes, any snow that you received, of course, will be melting. We'll see back to green grass as we head into Thursday with a 40% chance of showers, lots of sunshine in the forecast on Friday and 7. And the weekend a bit unsettled, dry during the day Saturday, but a 60% chance of rain at night and some showers lingering on a Sunday. So unsettled as we head through the day on a Wednesday, a slight risk for showers a Thursday, although this will be lake effect showers, so not widespread, and some sunshine in the forecast on Friday. Carlyle, back to you.
Thanks, Julie. Toyota has donated $2 million to Conestoga College in Kitchener. As Karis Mapp reports, the money will be used to upgrade the tools students use, training for careers in the auto sector.
That's not the sound of popcorn popping, but rather an assembly line hard at work. A $2 million donation from Toyota will allow for 3 more lines like this one to fill the lab at Conestoga College's School of Engineering and Technology.
We've built the first line, so the money is going to actually go to building the other 3 lines, as well as adding some more bells and whistles for the latest and greatest technology in Industry 4.0.
Setting a new learning standard for colleges across the province.
We've already gotten portions of the funding that we've used to purchase the bulk of the materials, and we managed to get that in right before the tariffs really started to have an effect. So when they're learning here, they're learning with industry items as opposed to learning with just buttons and lights.
Isam Sagiri is a second-year co-op student who has worked with the school's current manufacturing line. He says future students will only benefit from the experience.
I would be able to learn new stuff with robotics, automation, mechanical, designing, a lot of things, and troubleshooting as well.
The students may not be building car parts at the Cambridge campus, but the experience prepares them with the skills to be successful across the automotive sector.
Toyota hires a fair number of co-op students from our programs so that they're helping in the maintenance departments, they're helping in production departments where they can help keep the lines running, do small continuous improvement projects.
In an emailed statement to CTV News, Toyota's president said they're helping cultivate the next generation of skilled professionals.
I was able to understand how to work with safety equipment and understand how to use new tools to automate a line. And that was really a good experience for me.
The 3 lines are currently being built and set to be finished by spring of next year. But Conestoga officials say they won't be delivered here until September once they finish redecorating the labs to highlight Toyota's contributions. Kara Smapp, CTV News, Cambridge.
Finally tonight, a close-up look at the historic art pieces formerly owned by Hudson's Bay. Dozens are about to go up for auction next week. With more on how that will play out, here's Janice Goulding.
Morgan's was the department store.
Robert Heffel shows us some marquee pieces from the Hudson Bay Company's collection.
The Hudson's Bay commissioned well-known Canadian artists to paint historical scenes for their calendar.
27 fine art paintings from the historic company's 4,400-item collection that will be going to the highest bidder next week.
It's a fabulous collection. It's kind of documents the history of Canada, the development of the Hudson Bay, and it's a walk through Canadian art history and a walk through Canadian history.
Previews of the collection were held in cities across the country, with Toronto starting today.
It's like going to a beautiful gallery, only it's all very edited and curated, and it's absolutely stunning.
Among the favorites, Lights of a City Street, a picture of Toronto in the 1890s by Canadian artist Frederick Marlett Bell Smith.
The artist has put himself into the painting. This is the artist. These are the newspaper sellers. This is the artist's son.
The piece garnering the most attention, however, is one of a series former UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill painted of Marrakesh.
He gave a Marrakesh painting to the U.S. president that later was sold for $1 million, but then it's sold. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie put it up for auction in their divorce, and it sold in Canadian dollars for $16 million.
The bidding will start at 3 p.m. next Wednesday at Heffel's dedicated auction ballroom in Yorkville.
And this is the technology that pilots Heffel auction.
A long day with auctioneers dealing with telephone, online, and live bidding from 4 different catalogs.
We'll have our pen in our right hand and our gavel in our left, and we'll be looking for bids in the audience, but our device is here. It's a tremendous lot of fun.
Proceeds from ongoing auctions will help HBC's creditors recover some of the nearly $1 billion they're owed. Janice Goulding, CTV News.
And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.